In the year 2018, there was a lot of weird anime that came out, and a lot of them should have never saw the light of day or should have probably never been made into a series. And Ulysses Jeanne D'arc and the Alchemist Knight is definitely one of those series. For those who weren't around watching anime between like the 2010s to 2020s, especially in the later half of it, there was some weird and very questionable anime that came out, and one of them that I really want to talk about and dive into, unfortunately, is this, Ulysses Jeanne D'arc and the Alchemist Knight. Just a warning, this is borderline very, very ecchi. Should have never been made. One of the characters is underage, and it's just wild, so I'm giving you a heads up before we dive into it. But the plot follows Montmorssari, I think that's how you say it, who is a young knight who dreams of becoming an alchemist and then basically find the secret that is the Philosopher's Stone. So when the English army invades France during the 100-Year War, most of the young students at this night school that he was attending was set into battle. And same occurs to his secret love, the person he was actually in love with, to which she was killed during the Battle of Azincourt. After this, basically everyone just goes and does their own thing. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna call him Mont basically locks himself up and goes and like basically researches like crazy into alchemy. And at some point, everyone is finding themselves becoming enemies of the France to basically align themselves with England. So in the way for him to try and stop this war, he researches into Philosopher's Stone and basically comes across these secret rituals that allows him to summon a Queen of the Fairies, Azeroth. And with that, he is able to make the Philosopher's Stone. And as he does this, he goes off into a different town and he finds a young girl named Joan. And she is a young 12-year-old girl that is an orphan and is able to talk to the fairies and stuff. Well, long story short, a lot of people painted her up as a heretic and needed to die, and they ended up killing her. And as she's sitting there dying, he cuts in half the Philosopher's Stone and gives it to her. Now you're asking, why is that important and why is that the driving story? Well, the big reason why I don't like this show, a very big reason why a lot of people don't like this show, is that for her to activate her powers that this Philosopher's Stone did and revived her, they have to basically, nice term is make out, but they have to basically mouth each other, and it's crazy. It's beyond stupid on how to activate these powers, something that shouldn't be a thing. But because of these powers that Joan had, and she's super strong when she like basically becomes invincible for 3 minutes when this happens, they use her as a symbol of revolution, and they use Joan as a way to rally up the troops of France to reunite everyone and go and basically win back the 100-Year War. So they're using this 12-year-old girl as the stunt double, essentially, as for a phony way of saying God has bestowed upon us this hero, when in reality she is not. And they would, the moment they find out that she has this Philosopher's Stone in her, they will string her up and execute her. Basically what they did at the end of the 100-Year War. In reality, they said she was a martyr, she was fake, God didn't really send her down. But that's basically the plot of this. It got 12 episodes from November to December of 2018. But that's basically the gist of this anime. It went from October to December of 2018, basically ending the year with this show, unfortunately, along with some other very questionable stuff that came out at the time. For what it's worth, they put a lot of money into the fight scenes. The fight scenes are very, unfortunately, very well choreographed, but the whole premise behind the show is kind of, they're besmirching Joan's name. Like, they are making her out to be something that she really wasn't, and I just don't like the idea of a 18-year-old boy having to do mouth stuff with this 12-year-old, God, there's words coming out of my mouth, to make this a reality and turn this into how she became powerful. There's also other people who have the power of the Philosopher's Stone, by the way, so you see it with other people that are fighting for England, and it goes from there. The plots, the story is like a 5 out of 10. With that, it becomes a 1 out of 10 for me. But overall, this was a mid-tier anime. If you take out how they activate and how it affects Joan in a very sexual nature, which is not okay, it's okay. But given the circumstances on how to activate the power, how to do different things with this anime and what's taking place inside the anime, it's stupid. The only thing I'll give it props on, besides the fight scenes being well choreographed, is the idea of, oh, we have this fake prophet, we'll use her to lead the army, but unfortunately there also been talks of, we'll just kill her at the end of the war. So you have that looming thing for like, if it ever got a season 2, which I don't think it ever will. There had 7 light novels plus a sequel, prequel, and I pray that it never does. But if they were to ever make a season 2, it would lead into that and would probably lead to how Joan basically was unfortunately cut short for her life. Hi, yes, this is me in the future, like 5 days after recording, but I do just want to say they had popping, banging music. Like, it was such good music for such a crappy premise. Well, I won't say crappy premise, a crappy anime with such a the main problem I have with this anime, but they made banger music for it. Don't know why, don't know how, but they just did, so I gotta give props where props are due. Definitely, the music's very good. I just wanted to throw that in there, and I realized while editing, I never actually brought it up. Now, I just want to take a quick look into the light novel author. They have done multiple different works. Let me just show you. So, Mikage does a couple other light novels. His known works are Ulysses Jeanne D'arc and the Alchemist Knight, and The Ambitions of Obu Nobuna, which the original ran from 2009 to 2019, and apparently they're working on some other stuff, including Restart, Tensei Senzugimi. I pronounced that very wrong, but the point is, they have done other works, and they have a bunch of stuff that's still coming out to this present day, and as well as they had some manga series come out, you know, early 2010s or so, but they are still out there making it. So if this interests you some way, shape, or form, go for it, I guess. But I personally, this is a big turnoff for me. I don't find this very interesting. I get very turned off and not wanting to read or look into it. That's me personally. So I know I've had footage playing over in this video throughout this whole time we've been talking, but I don't see the appeal of this. This was during a time where I was watching every anime, no matter what that was coming out, to try and get, you know, footage or ideas for videos and stuff like that. And this tells you, I pushed this off from 2018 all the way to 2024. That is 6 years that I was putting that in the bank and didn't want to talk about. Well, I think now is the time to address it and go, what the hell is this? Why the f is this a thing that is happening? But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Is there some other anime that are out there? I have another one that I want to do, but it's very borderline whether I should even talk about it or not. They came out the exact same time as this. If you do your research, you can find out very fast on which one I'm talking about. So let me know what you guys think. This is just another one of those where I want to just talk about anime. I always talk positive about stuff, but I do hate anime. There are some animes out there that I dislike to the bottom of my heart, and same for manga. So I'm going to start talking about those more and letting you guys know my trashy opinions, or very valid opinions. Just depends on who you are. So I love you all, appreciate you all, and I'll check you all. I even messed that up. I will see you all later. Bye-bye.